Okay, so what's up, guys? We're gonna jump right into it. First thing first, we're gonna be making one of our side dishes, which is the risotto. Here you'll see me oiling up my pan with some olive oil and also with some unsalted butter. You want to get that real hot and just circle it around your skillet so each spot can be full with that flavor of the olive oil and butter. Here, as you see, I chopped up some scallops, and you'll be able to get your skillet going there, and you'll do this for about 1 to 2 minutes until those scallops become translucent there, and this is just flavoring that pot up really good. Alrighty, so right now we're going to pour in our rice. As you can see, I am using arborio rice. This is an Italian style rice that's highly recommended anytime you're making risotto. I saw that there was other kind of rices you can use, but if you're able to find arborio rice, please do, because this is definitely going to give you that authentic risotto taste that you're going to be looking for. So you want to toast this in really good with that olive oil, unsalted butter, and your scallops that you cut up there, and let that get all toasted. This can take anywhere about 2 to 3 minutes, so just take your time when you're doing this. And as you see here in the back, I do have a hot pot of chicken broth going right now. It's very important to get your broth really hot, because if not, that's definitely not going to give you the texture that you're looking for. So just keep that in mind as you're toasting up your rice. Go ahead and get that broth of that chicken going so it can be hot and ready as well. I'll give you a little instructions on how to go about doing that. Alrighty, so we're going to add in our wine. You definitely want to use a white dry wine. That's very important. This is going to go ahead and deglaze my pan that I'm using right now. Since we were toasting the rice, some of that rice particles can get stuck to the pan. So by deglazing your pot, that'll help bring that flavor back and throw it right back in the rice. As you can see, I'm measuring that at 5 tablespoons with my little handy dandies. So roughly about 4 to 5 tablespoons. That'll get you right where you need to be at to deglaze the pan. Alrighty, so once that's all in, as I mentioned before, now we're going to go ahead and pour in that chicken broth. It's hot chicken broth. So the reason why it's hot, it helps brings in that texture creaminess that you want with your risotto. So as I pour it in, you want to go 1 cup at a time, and that's very important because you don't want to just pour in a whole 5 cups at once. You want to let that drizzle in, let that flavor sink in there, and once it's kind of dried out, that's when you'll go ahead and pour in your next cup of the hot broth. And you'll keep doing this up to 4 to 5 times, and you're just kind of eyeballing it. Once you see that it's kind of gotten to the point where it's very creamy and got that texture, you know that you're good on the broth. So we'll mix this all in and let that creaminess texture come together. Alrighty, so that's all settled in. We're gonna go ahead and season this up. I use a little bit of black pepper and also some kosher salt. Don't be afraid to flavor your rice because you do not want it to be bland. Don't have to do a whole lot of seasoning, but a little will take you a long way. So I'm just gonna dice mine up once again with a little black pepper and a little kosher salt. Then I'm going to add just a little bit more butter. I am using unsalted butter, but however, please use whatever you desire to use. This will help with that creaminess to wrap it all up. We'll stir and mix this, and we'll be wrapping up our risotto. Risotto is a timely dish. You definitely do have to have patience with it, so please do not rush the process because it will be well worth it in the end. So mix this all up together, and we're about to have us some creamy risotto. Just take a look at that. And that's how she looks at the end. Once you get it all plated in your bowl, set to a side, and you can top it off with some grated Parmesan cheese. Is at your discretion of how much you would like to use. Here, as you can see, I just hit it all over the top and let that melt all in. Alrighty guys, so now here you can see we have 2 filet mignons. I'm just going to hit the both top with some olive oil to get that all set. This will help our seasoning set in on top and stick. Here I'm using some black peppercorn, kosher salt, fennel seed, garlic powder, and onion powder. You can choose whichever seasoning you would like to season up your steaks. It's at your discretion. Please do not hold back on your seasoning. These are thick cut piece of meat, so they definitely need a lot of seasoning because a lot of that will fall off and you need it to soak into that meat there. So be very generous, go in on it. So as you can see, I'm gonna hit the top, bottom, sides, all over. So when you cut into this steak, you're not missing out on any flavor. Alrighty, so we're gonna get those seared on a very hot skillet. I'm using a cast iron in this situation. Did this for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side where you get that nice brown charred crust on the top. Then I throw them in the oven for about 8 to 9 minutes on 450 degrees and then throw them back on the skillet for a couple more minutes. We have our sides here, some asparagus, real simple, a little olive oil, seasoned salt, pepper, whatever you desire to use. Our oven was already at 450 degrees, so I just threw those in here for an extra 20 minutes. Give you that nice texture of crunch, softness at the same time. Great side dish to go with this meal. Last but not least, we have our scallops. Once again, just a touch of olive oil. You don't need a whole lot on this one. Same thing with your seasoning. You don't need a whole lot because the scallops already have their own seasoning of that seafood taste. So just dash it on both sides very generously, just a little bit there, not too much. Alrighty, so once again, get your skillet on medium high with some olive oil, whatever oil you desire to use, grapeseed, whatever at your discretion. And just toss these on here for about 2 minutes on each side. It doesn't take very long for the scallops to cook. This will also give you that nice charred brown color that you're going to be looking for. Let you know these are going to be done. If you love seafood like I do, look at that browning on top. That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that'll let you know you're done as well. Nice color. So here we are. We have our scallops, we have our asparagus, filet mignon, and risotto. That is surf and turf. Enjoy that. So there it is, filet mignon and some good old scallops, surf and turf. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That meal was delicious, hands down. This that Saturday night, you about to get out, you know you want to spend a little extra money. Hey, you can do it right in your kitchen. So just toss up any type of steak you can find. Get some good old scallops, some shrimp, whatever seafood you would like to do because it's gonna work. Season it up how you would like to do it, but let me know how you liked it. If you want to try it, do some pictures, do a video. I want to see your work. So other than that, next time, peace.